morning. I just thought I would pop on here and try this vertical live thing. Me and Esmeralda, as you can see, she's not cooperating. I am doing some stuff around the house today. I've got a couple of things I need to do in my sewing room, and then I'm going to work on my kitchen. And my kitchen is getting a almost complete makeover. Hubby built me some countertops over the weekend. Finally, we've been only been planning this for, I don't know, 7 years since we bought this house, and so we worked on that this weekend. And we have been eliminating. I've been going through and getting rid of hoarded stuff. But he found something really cute for me yesterday, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is adorable. Do you guys remember this Maxine chick? Well, back when we still carried checkbooks, I know I'm Gen X and almost nobody carries a checkbook anymore. I used to make these all the time for myself and for other people. And I thought this was just so cute whenever he found it. It's got a place in here for your checkbook register and then for your checks. And you can probably tell this is a full checkbook. It's probably the last checkbook cover I ever made. And I thought, oh my goodness. So part of the live is so that I can document this because I'm going to get rid of it, obviously. I don't need checks. And those are old checks from a former business I had. Then I've got a couple other things that he dug out. And this is one of my kitchen towels that I made on a live or something a couple of years ago. And it is, I don't know if you get, yeah, you can see that. See all the stains in it? I'm going to try an old-fashioned thing called bluing, which is supposed to help eliminate all of those stains. I see we've got somebody here. Hi, Lori. How are you? I'm going to cough. So I've got some old white things that I'm pulling out and planning to put in the wash today. I washed them with some bluing and see how that works. None of this is sewing, obviously. So, Lori, how are you doing? I haven't seen you around in a while. Well, I have seen you, but not here. Hi, Deborah. I'm holding the phone because I've got it plugged in. Because as soon as I went live, my phone said, oh, guess what? Your battery's low. I'm like, gee, thank you. I appreciate that so much. And as you guys can hear, my voice still isn't 100%. It only lasts for a few minutes at a time anymore, which is why I've been doing lots of recorded stuff and not much live, because within a few minutes I'll be going, I can't talk. And then this is my latest project for sewing. I've been making hot pads for the counter, things to put canning jars on. Is this just flat too shaky? I wonder if it would let me turn the camera this way. So, Lori, the last time you and I talked, you were getting ready to move. And I've seen a few pictures here and there on Facebook. Did you get all moved? Hi, Lynn. How are you? Nice to see me. Hard to hear me, right? I want to get back into a regular live schedule. But with the voice, it's like, okay, I've got, 10 or 15 minutes of voice. That's it. But I was showing off. Do you guys do checkbooks still in England? Did you ever do checkbooks? I'm getting ready to destroy the checks in that and then get rid of that checkbook cover because we have, I don't know, we bought a box of 25 or 50 checks a while back. The only thing we use them for is to pay taxes, or like when I had the yard guy come out here and do a lot of work. I was going to say a nasty word, sorry. He came out and did a bunch of work, and I paid him with a check because it was like $1,000 or something. We had him do a whole bunch of stuff. And let me lift that up there so you can see. My hair is just like doing its thing. So the only place I've really been here lately is to Mom and Pop's. Yeah, you still use your checkbook. I think you're of the same generation I am, Lynn. I can remember that, getting checks from my husband's grandma when I was first married. She gave us $50 a year. Do you still pay your bills with checks? I prefer to be able to do it online. But part of that is because we live a mile down a dirt road. And if we put checks in the mailbox, it's a mile away while we're waiting on the mailman to come. Hello, Deb. Deb Somerville, right? I saw that you had changed your name. I was like, yes. Yeah, we do ours on the phone at this point. You're going to test the internet and YouTube? Are you still planning on coming back to do YouTube, or have you decided no, you're not doing that? You got a lot going on, though. And I sympathize because this last few months has been wild and woolly for me. But let's see, I've had a tooth pulled because this whole side of my jaw just decided it was going to hurt. That was part of the reason that I couldn't talk, was because it hurt too bad to even move my jaw. They finally went in and looked, and they pulled one tooth. I need to go back and get another. You're coming back? Are you going to do YouTube videos too, Deb? Yeah, I would. It would be fun to see Lori again. I like when Lori does her early morning. I don't know if you still would do those, but it was kind of nice whenever, like, I woke up at 4:30 or something, and I could make coffee and sit down and chit chat with Lori while she did her thing. And since I'm having to hold the phone right now, I can't sew, but I am sitting at my Juki here. Yeah, I miss doing lives, but I'm working on so much other stuff that's not sewing and quilting. Um, yeah, the early morning stuff is nice if you can do it. Wayne is now working outside the house. Thank you, Lord. I love my husband, but oh, nice, Deb, nice. Well, that's kind of where I've been. Is I had the dental issue. Obviously, you can hear my voice isn't anywhere close to what it used to be, and I guess that's going to be a permanent thing. My doctor and I have been trying to do something to get it all cleared up, and it just seems to be the new voice. Good morning, Brandy. How are you? And I just had upper and lower GI done. Yeah. Yeah, 6 a.m. would be good because you're in the same time zone I am. But I had that done. I go tomorrow to get the official results, but the doctor told me that everything looked clear whenever he did the tests. So I'm like, yes, that's awesome. And so hopefully I'll get a clean bill of health out of that one, and then I can get back to some stuff. But there is going to be, I recorded before we started on my kitchen, and I'm going to record, I guess, an in progress video today. And then hopefully the rest of this week I can get everything cleaned up and put away. Because we all know how men do things. It's great. He went in there, he built exactly what I wanted, but all of his mess is still here. So I've got to clean that mess up in order to be able to get my kitchen back where I want it. Oh, see, there it is again, frog in my throat. But hopefully I'll be able to get it all done this week, fingers crossed, and we will go from there. And then I keep seeing Brandy pop up in my shorts feed with her pretty fingernails. I'm like, yes, that's awesome. And she's been doing, are you going to do, I know you've been doing like a quilt shop hop on your own. And are you recording those? Are you going to share those videos? Trying not to wiggle everything. Not trying to throw too many questions at somebody at one time. Now, what I'm doing here is this live is being done as a vertical. I had to try it. I had to try it. Vertical live, and it shows up in the shorts feed for some reason. Oh, good. I can't wait to see the update. Now, I don't know what your shop hop's theme was. Did you like record fabric or blocks, or did you do the hops so that you could go from place to place and get, excuse me, specific blocks for a quilt? I know about motorcycle runs because we used to do those. Well, they still do those down here all the time. But I participated in a couple, mostly as a person who gave out tickets. I didn't like ride the bikes. That's not my thing. Ugh. Had to have a roof put on. That's not good. And you're in Illinois, so did you get any damage from all the tornadoes and stuff the other night? It's a block at each shop. So is it like a mystery when you get it all done? And do you tag all the shops in it whenever you get it finished so they can see that you did them? Yeah, well, we did a DIY kitchen makeover mostly. We looked at doing, I like unfitted kitchens, but we looked at putting regular cabinets in. No, I can't afford that even DIY. Yes, and yes. Yes, you will be making it. Yes, you will be posting them and tagging the shops. I like that. A bit of hail. That's good. My son it works out of Columbus. He doesn't work in Columbus, but like he goes over there and then they send him out from Columbus to go to other places around there because he does cell phone towers or something to do with cell phones with the electronics behind it. And he was planning to go out and work during the tornadoes. His wife pulled the mommy card. She sent me a text message and said, he's gonna do da 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 da. And I text messaged him and I was like, you need to park your butt for a bit. And I said, just until we see where these tornadoes are going. And then, of course, at one point, who did we follow? Connor? I usually follow Ryan Hall, but apparently this other kid, Connor, was on the ground driving through that area. So I followed him. I want to say Connor Coffee, and I know that's not right, but it's something COFF. Um, but he was actually in the area that my son was in, and he was following this tornado, and I mean showing up close, way huge pictures of it. And I'm text messaging my son, going, "Do not go out in this. Do not go out in this." It was, yeah, quite surreal. And he finally texted me back and said, "Yes, Mom, I'm sitting still until it's all over." And he ended up going out. Normally he leaves for work at like 8 or 9 o'clock. He ended up waiting till about midnight and going out. And they actually sent him the other direction from where all the damage was. Because they had a place called Indian Lake that had huge amounts of damage. And they sent him a different direction. Thank you, Lord. So he's all safe. And so is daughter-in-law, who's in Toledo. And all the family that we've got up there. And then my friend Sherlock sews, the other Lori Miller. is in Lapeer, Michigan, and she didn't even get rain off of it. But Colleen out in Missouri, that's where it started. That's when we started watching the storm chaser guy, because she had a warning to start with, and then it went all the way across into Ohio. That feels like a long distance, but I don't know if it actually is. So, what other projects is everybody else working on right now? Colleen just texted me, but I can't read it right now. Hard to do this on your phone and do texts. Randy's going to be working on a shop hop quilt, which will be interesting. And I've seen Lori Miller is working on, what's the dresses pattern called that Lori Holt has, Lori? There's too many Loris. Loris and Tracy's. Somebody's dresses. Vivian's dresses? Right. Let's see if I pull this up, if I can see the chat easier. This up if I can. Legit Kit's turtle. Millie's dresses. Thank you, Lori. Colleen's not too bad. Oh, I only got 2 likes. Give me a like if you don't mind. Um, I've seen the legit kits, but I'm not big on paper piecing, and I'm always a little bit worried about getting into a big paper piecing project. I much prefer applique. So much easier for me. But Lynn, if she's on, maybe she'll speak for herself. She's been having a lot of pain lately. I think this winter's been tough on her. Plus, hold on. She's been doing a lot of taking care of her mom and her dad and trying to go over there and help get their house back into shape. Oh, thank you, Deborah. I appreciate that. You're planning a baby quilt. Oh, first grandbabies. Grandbabies are so much fun, but that first one is like surreal. It's like, really? We've got bunches, but we don't have any on the way right now that I know of. Let me say that. Because, 4 daughters, 2 sons. It's, they could surprise you at any moment. One of them did it to us twice. She just kind of kept it to herself because she was in Michigan and we're all down here. And then, you're sitting here and you got a text message from her with a picture of a baby. You're like, wait a minute, what happened? So thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. Yeah, grandkids are so much fun. I appreciate that very, very much. That makes me happy. I mean, I know that it's been forever since I've done any kind of live, so I'm like, yeah, I got to get on here and do something just to kind of. I was watching a vidIQ video a little bit ago, and he was like, just get in there and do it. And I was like, okay. And I feel like all of my videos lately have just been so long. So it's like, yeah. Oh, somebody's giving me hearts. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So, okay, so you're planning a baby quilt. Do you know what you're going to do? Are you doing a boy color? Are you doing little animals or something like that? Trying to keep my voice hydrated. On the on the screen on the phone, it's like the last 2 or 3 messages don't show up. So I pulled up the computer and put it on live chat, and it's showing me more of it. There we go. Yeah, that's how I do it whenever I go to chats or videos, is I go ahead and do the like first, and then I don't have to worry about, did I forget to do that? My nose is itching. That means somebody's talking about me, right? Is that what that means? That's your ear. I don't know. All those old wise tales. There's a guy, he just changed his channel name from Donnie Laws to the Appalachian Storyteller. And he talks about all those legends that I grew up with, people getting lost in the mines and stuff. They do move up fast if you aren't paying attention. It's like, yeah, you have to keep track of it. Oh, another ice spike quilt. That's awesome. I think those are great for little kids, especially if the quilts get used. And I've said this before, I don't like it when I make quilts for people and they don't use them. I will tell you, send me that quilt back. My one stepdaughter had put the quilt like up over the edge of the baby's bed as a decor item. And I was like, you don't like the quilt? She's like, yeah, I like it. I said, put it on the floor, let him play with it. I said, if it used up or ruined or whatever, I can make another. Yeah, I like Donnie Laws. He got me with the Witch Women of Appalachia, I think was the first video I watched from him. But yeah, I spy quilts are great. And if you're so inclined or you have an embroidery machine, I think it's really cool if you're doing them in like little. I keep thinking that you guys can see more area than you can. If you do like the 2.5-inch squares, and then your embroidery machine has the little designs, you could always put that design on a square or on an area so that it is kind of like a double I Spy quilt for the kids. But I like I Spy quilts. That's awesome. I've got, I talked about this on Mom's a couple of weeks ago. Oh, yeah, Lynn, no problem. I want to do a dinosaur quilt similar to the idea of the Lori Holt chicken salad. I think most of you have seen those videos because I did that a couple of years ago. I would love to be able to figure out a way to put dinosaurs together with different fabrics for like the bodies and the heads and the feet. So I'm kind of half working on that in between what I'm doing in my kitchen, which is my number one priority because my husband and his buddy have planted the biggest garden I've ever seen for amateur gardeners. And we have, I think I counted 10 different kinds of green beans. I'm going to be canning some green beans this summer if they all come up. So I want to get my kitchen back into fighting shape, I guess is the right word, so that I can can the beans and all the other stuff that they've got planted. And his buddy loves okra. I hate okra. Yeah, I'm going to do it as applique, Deborah. But I want to do it like, so I can do like a blue body and a pink head or whatever. But so that I can use my scan and cut to cut it out. Yeah, canning is right around the corner. That's why I've got to get mine done. And once I have this all cleaned up, because I'm not going to show you my kitchen right now, but what they did was at the end of my kitchen is built so there's a little dinette kind of space far end of it by the door. I've never put a dinette there. I don't want a table there. So I had him build me a countertop that runs from the end of the actual kitchen counter to the window at the far end, 2 feet deep and like 8 feet long. So that I have a place where I can safely set canning jars after I'm done canning and it doesn't take up all of my counter space. So I only have maybe 8 feet of counter space in my actual kitchen. So that new countertop is going to make it so much easier for me to set the canning jars up there, let them cool off and get clean and stuff, or cool off and then me wipe them down so I can put them away. But I've only been asking for that for like 9 years. So I can't wait. And yeah, that's my big goal for this week is to get that all done. So I plan on canning up whatever they bring me out of the garden and tomatoes. Everywhere you look out there, there's either tomatoes or green beans. And then I've been going out and poking radishes and beets in the ground underneath so that I can get those things planted because I love beets. I love pickled beets. So yeah, it is canning season right around the corner. I may even film some more of that because those videos seem to do pretty well. And almost nobody knows how to can or to garden or to sew. We all know that. Just look at the general age group of people who are in sewing chats, and you can tell that the younger people don't seem to have those skills as much. They may not have time to learn them either, so there's that. Oh, yeah, I'll eat beets all day long. Well, not all day long, but I'll eat them till I'm sick of eating them, that's for sure. Okay, guys, I just wanted to try this and see how it went. Anybody got any questions about anything that I can answer today? There will be Whiskey and Sarcasm. I like that name. Um, I do basic canning videos. And what are you looking to learn how to can? Just anything in general? I can do a series on it. I mean, I've got a ton of canning coming up. It just doesn't seem to be directly tied into. I guess it ties in with practical creativity because it's definitely practical, especially if you have a garden or if you live anywhere where there's a farmer's market close by where you can get bargains on vegetables. You can also can meat. You want to learn how to make pickles? Pickles are easy. You can make pickles in the refrigerator. I'm planning to do a cabbage salad that goes in the fridge. Maybe I'll video up. Oh yeah, tomatoes, pickles, all that. Those are all easy. I'll do a video for the refrigerator pickles because I'm going to make some today. Tomatoes will be a little bit down the road because I don't have enough ripe tomatoes to put in a canner yet. This is true, Brandy. This is true. Chicken and scuba diving. Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm planning on posting the kitchen remodel, and that for sure has nothing to do with quilting. So, yeah, that's true. Whiskey and Sarcasm, you hang out, and I will definitely teach you how to do pickles and tomatoes. Oh, that's awesome. You can also, if you have a balcony, you could also do like some container gardening on your balcony. And even when I lived in an apartment, I had, a rental. I had a little like 4x8 plot that I grew. Oh, yeah, this is true. This is true. It is all handmade. I grew lettuce and cucumbers and tomatoes even when I lived in an apartment or a rental. And now that we've got a little more room and we have like 5 acres, that's a whole lot better to be able to grow things on. It doesn't get any sun. Well, I've used grow light and that light that's almost always above the kitchen sink in an apartment. Yeah. Yeah, container gardens sometimes is even easier because you don't have to go outside, you don't have to deal with the bugs outside, and you don't have to deal with the neighbors stealing your stuff. Lynn was talking about what to put in her vegetable plot. I think Lynn has probably an allotment, right, Lynn? Or part of a community garden kind of thing. But see, I don't know why the US doesn't do that, especially in areas where there are apartments, because you've usually got some kind of a courtyard area. And wouldn't it be really cool if every apartment had like a 10 or a 12-foot plot that belonged to them? They could go out and grow a little bit of stuff in vegetables, tomatoes, some lettuce. I mean, I think that would be way healthier than because apartment complexes where I live at are typically occupied by people who don't have enough to do. Is that the nice way to put that? You know, if your kids were more involved in gardening, maybe they wouldn't be learning how to be gangbangers. Or maybe they could grow their own crop and not have to go beat each other up for it. I don't know. But yeah, container gardening's fun. And you could put a little shelf above your sink and use a grow light to help grow some lettuce and some radishes, all those little things that go into a salad. And when it comes right down to it, almost any greens is better than no greens, right? And you could eat the entire plant. Oh, yes, Lynn. The only reason we're growing is because Wayne's buddy planting the garden and keeping it maintained. So we kind of got to throw in. Okay, guys. Oh, nice, Brandy. Nice. So you guys always made your place look good. So, Lynn, let me pick your brain on allotments. How does that work? Do you have to like do a lottery for? Do you pay for? I don't know how they're assigned. Does everybody get one, or just the people who sign up for them? And if you do have an allotment in a specific area, is each allotment person responsible for keeping the public areas clean? Or is that done by I don't know who issues those, the council, the government? Just inspired maybe a whole little series on canning and planting. Because I don't think that those are out of line for my channel. Practically Creative, yeah. So if you aren't already subscribed, maybe click that button and then the bell notification, and you'll be notified when I start putting those videos up. I'm always interested in how other processes work, Lynn. That's why I was asking. I know Kate has talked about it at the last Homely House. Nice. Okay. You pay for yearly rent, you go on a waiting list if they're full, and there are strict rules about upkeep. I don't think any of that sounds terrible, unless you end up on a waiting list forever and ever. Okay, I am going to wrap this up. I've been on a little over 30 minutes, and my left hand, which is holding up the camera, is starting to go, excuse me, I don't like this. I have a stand that I could put it on, but like I said, my phone told me it was going to go dead right about the time I started the live. And I didn't want to just dump the live because I had just started it. So I'm going to wrap this up. You guys will be getting some more videos this week. And if I do get in there and start making pickles, I will make sure that I've got a video that goes up. What I'm doing with pickles is I'm just doing refrigerator pickles. I'm not canning them yet. Thank you, Deborah. You have a great day. It was good to see you guys too. And I will be back very soon. Don't know about lives, but yeah. Oh, I don't want an overgrown lot either. I'd hate to have to clear it up. You guys all have a great day. I appreciate you coming by to see me. And thank you for watching. Bye, guys.